So RBA player Jaylen Brown gets caught in 20K footage, not 4K, 20K footage, saying what hundreds and millions of people across the world are already thinking about Bronny James. Now, if we had the special powers to read minds, if you could walk down the street and read the average person's mind, most people are thinking exactly what Jaylen Brown uttered about Bronny James to one of his closest friends that he was sitting next to at a summer league game, which is that Bronny James isn't a pro. We all know that Bronny James is not only the most overrated player in USC Trojan history, but now Bronny James has accomplished a new feat. He would now go down as the most overrated player in summer league history. But I would have to disagree with Jaylen Brown because Bronny James is a pro. Bronny James is a pro bust. When it comes to being a bust, Bronny James is not only a pro, he's on Hall of Fame mode, ladies and gentlemen. Bronny James has more missed shot attempts than he has actually made shots. And then you have JJ Redick and others having the nerve to compare Bronny James to Lou Dort. The bar now for Bronny James is Lou Dort. At first, it was Drew Holiday. And get a load of this, guys. JJ Redick, who has never played a lick of defense throughout his entire existence. JJ Redick has never, ever been known for being a defensive specialist. But guess what? He's trying to encourage and teach Bronny James into becoming a ball pressure defensive stopper. He's trying to help Bronny James become one of the greatest defenders of all time. JJ Redick, who is a three-point specialist, is trying to coach Bronny James on how to play defense. Hilarious. Now, what are you going to tell me next? JJ Redick is going to do stand-up comedy? These people are really delusional. Do they not realize that the bar for Bronny James just keep dropping? They just keep lowering the bar for Bronny. They already had these super high, unrealistic expectations for this bum, but now they're lowering the bar where we already had it in the first place. Now they're comparing Bronny James to Lou Dort. Next thing you know, they'll be comparing Bronny to Jose Alvarado. I mean, can the bar get any lower? I mean, we've already warned them. Everything that they're seeing in Bronny James is what we told them who Bronny James was before he was drafted. Now they're saying that Bronny James is going through the developmental process. But according to LeBron's James stated that just last year, Bronny James is a lot better than some players that are already in the NBA. LeBron James stated that Bronny James could come in and make an immediate impact. So they get mad at us for holding Bronny James to the standard and the bar that his father set for him. So when we give constructive criticism, then they're saying that we're being unfair. For example, Rachel Nichols, the Wicked Witch of ESPN, goes on record and she's confused as to why we're treating Bronny James as if he's this first round pick. She has to reiterate that Bronny James was the 55th pick in the RBA draft. We know that, but don't blame us when we keep that same energy with Bronny James and we call it like it is. Bronny James' ceiling is a bust. They thought that his ceiling was Kawhi Leonard. They thought that his ceiling was Scottie Pippen, Gary Payton, hell, even Gary Payton Jr. Bronny James isn't even better than the G League players. He's not better than anyone on the South Bay Lakers. He's not even better than Aja Wilson. Why they always want to attack the Bronny James critics? Why they always have to come for people who speak the truth about Bronny James? Why they never attack LeBron James for putting the target on Bronny James' back? Why they don't blame the ESPN media? The coverage, they've covered him as if he's a first round pick, as if he was a top 5 pick. So it's the media's fault. It's not our fault. We're holding his feet to the fire. They're just upset because we're not going along with the get along. We're not riding the bandwagon. They just want us to accept anything. And just think, the camera was able to catch Jaylen Brown to be able to read his lips to see what he said about Bronny James. But just imagine what he's really thinking. You may have been able to read his lips and it says, Bronny ain't no pro. But what he's really thinking is, Bronny is some shit. Really? Because that's what I'm thinking.